Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the world of 1212 AD, and we have a glorious siege battle for you here today, and a siege battle that has been described in the replay title as the greatest siege ever. And I don't know, we'll have to see whether that is true. We've had some great sieges over the years for 1212 AD. Whether the title of this replay says the greatest siege ever, we will see. I mean, it might have a pretty exceptional title nonetheless, but I don't know whether we can ever say the greatest siege ever, because you never know what's going to come after. There could always be a better one. But yeah, we have a 2v2 here in a glorious siege on... I don't know if this is really any sort of unique map. I think it's just a generic 1212 AD map. There is Western map packs on, but I don't think it's any siege in particular, like any siege map in particular. But we have some pretty strong factions on both sides. On the defense here, we do have the Kingdom of England, my home country, and then we also have Georgia as well. A very interesting alliance of East and Western Christians there. And facing off against today, we have the Kingdom of Croatia, and then we have also the Republic of Venice with the Doge leading the way. And as you might be able to tell from the tiers, we've got tier 3, we've got tier 2. I've seen some tier 1 knocking about with the trebuchet, and I've seen some definite tier 1 Georgian infantry. So there's no sort of rules when it comes to sort of like what tier units you can bring. It looks like we're going to have everything and anything in today's siege battles. We have some tier 1 13th century Tazruli facing off against 15th century swordsmen of Croatia to start off this engagement here. Certainly tier 1 Georgia, pretty strong. You've got some pretty good units. I don't know if they've necessarily got anything that exciting by tier 3, but their Tazruli stuff's pretty solid. It's a good heavy infantry unit. And they also have the drip. I mean, let's see if we can get a better look at them. These guys look amazing. Yeah, look at that guy. He looks insane. He looks very Byzantine, I'll give him that. I mean, which to be fair, I'm not surprised they're an Orthodox state, I believe. Yeah, Georgia Orthodox. Really had to think about that for a second, but they are absolutely. But yeah, and we also got England as well, really strong faction. Already looks like their retinue, no, sorry, their mounted sergeants are already being hit quite a bit. We've got a general really close here to the walls, Ban of Croatia, which I guess is like Duke of Croatia or King of Croatia, I don't know. He's in there. We've got the Tazruli swords already losing in melee, but so are the swordsmen of Croatia. Everyone's a loser. And to be fair, that is kind of the case in medieval warfare. Unless you're the king, you're probably going to win in some way because you either survive, because you get ransomed back, or you can gain more land. If you're one of those lowly peasants, you're probably going to be a loser one way or another. You're either going to get, maybe a tiny bit of loot and maybe dysentery, or you're going to die. It's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be pretty bad, to be honest. In the medieval world, it's a cool place to be. Not a nice place to be. More towers getting knocked down here, which is actually killing a lot of these Savanian crossbowmen on top of the wall here. They're now guarding the gatehouse, and they're shooting down into the spears just below. Communal spear, the light spear. They'll take those hits. Not a great unit. I wouldn't really be shooting that. I'd be saving my ammo for something else, to be honest. Probably be shooting things like the gunners over here. These handgunners are definitely going to be a real problem in the late game for the defenders. But yeah, Ballistari, all the shock infantry, I'll be shooting these guys if they're coming forward now. Get my bolts ready. I'll be hitting these armored axemen as they come forward and hit those hard. We have got a catapult on the defense, and I've also seen, wow, we've got multiple artillery pieces on the defense here. Okay, we've got a ballista and a catapult. Yeah, and there you go. Trebuchet hitting and killing 2 of the catapults. Very, very nice. That could be a big mistake, blobbing up all their artillery like this. It makes perfect targets, and the trebuchet here has greater range, so you can shoot freely at those catapults. The catapults can't shoot back at him. So, best tactic: dismount your artillery, get the crew off the artillery, and then remount them later. Actually, he's got 3 out of the 4. Incredible. Very nice. Very nice for sure. But yeah, the Tazruli swords are still fighting on here. I mean, I don't think these swords are going to break. These spears are going to break through. They are shaking, attacked in rear. It's kind of a bit of a problem. The spears are pretty solid, now. They are like actually probably better than the swords in quite a few regards. They've got a lot better melee buff stats. Like the last update for 12.12, which was a long time ago. So they have got buff stats. The shock here, now getting over the wall. These are the sort of units you want going over the walls. I don't want them going over first. A bit like the berserkers in like Helm's Deep. You see them going over the walls with their massive swords swinging left, right, and center. That's kind of what the shock infantry are going to do. They're going to go over first. The risk is that they are going to get shot to pieces because the enemy does have all of the, like ammo at that point. But no one's shooting these shock. I don't really know what the archers are doing right now, but they're not shooting these guys. And this is a tier 3 shock infantry fighting a tier 1 sword. It might be heavy infantry. It's still going to get absolutely annihilated by those shock infantry. They've got 2 sentries apart in technology and weaponry. But yeah, these civilian crossmen, they could do with probably shooting those shock up there, doing some damage. They really are. Gates haven't actually been destroyed. The ram here has not been used. They just damaged it a little bit with artillery, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm glad to see the defenders fighting for the walls. You don't see it often nowadays in 12.12 or in any Total War Siege, to be honest. Rome 2, Dawn Stays, you name it. It's not happening. Have we got Highlanders on the wall here? What is this? What is this bit? Mercenary Irish Curthin. These boys in like, you can see in their tartan going in. Apparently they're doing quite well. They're winning. They're tier 1, but they're actually winning that fight. I think it's just because they're cutting down the retreating units. They are breaking units up, which is good to see. It looks like maybe trying to open a breach. 30% might be trying to open this choke point of a breach, or they are shooting at the Monapsagard General, which is also quite possible. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen like this player who sent this in send in replays, and I have no idea what they keep sort of, you know, the code of chivalry. Don't shoot generals unless maybe they're committed. Then it's allowed. You don't shoot generals with artillery. That's scummy. Even at any stage of the siege or a battle, I feel that's scummy to do. This shock is now starting to die, and the swords are turning that around. I'm guessing that's because of artillery. I think it's because of this ballista. They're using a ballista to actually shoot the shock a bit. That is actually doing a lot of damage. They are breaking. They might break the swords with them, but they are breaking those shock, which is a big win. This is a very expensive shock infantry for Venice. We now got Venice dropping, heavy sword infantry here. Tier 2. Go up against tier 1. Not as big a gap, but still a gap nonetheless. But yeah, the Tazruli might actually be able to hold this one. But yes, it's kind of fun to see like Georgia ally with the men of St. George. Really, kind of I feel like it's a natural alliance. Really, their love for George in one way or another. Because I mean, Georgia, I'm pretty sure their emblem is supposed to be like St. George, or like their national saint is St. George, hence the name. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of appropriate. Both these guys are like battling for St. George, basically, in one way or another. Whether they can win. That's a bigger question, really. It is a long siege, though, so I hope you got some snacks and got yourself some drinks. There's still a long way to go in this replay, as you can probably tell. So make sure you got, you know, ample snacks and drinks, because if it is the best siege ever, oh boy, you're going to need a few snacks. What is going on here? Sergeants, late sergeants. Nice. Usually, I would try and bring as many high-tier things as possible. Maybe tier 2. A tier 2 spam army can definitely be viable. It can hold up a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah, the Lanciari getting broken here. You need to run this unit down, because that 62 men, that might return, you know. Actually, looks like Henry V is going to get the job of doing that. The general here. Another great unit to try and target down. I mean, if you're going to wander him this close to the wall, I would say that's viable to shoot him. And as I was just saying, don't general snipe. If he's going to stand there that close, I'd say that's okay. And he's infantry. It's easy to kill him. And he's shock as well. The general, like for the Georgians, is a cav unit. Don't know why, but shooting a cav unit just seems less less honourable. But yeah, Henry V here needs to be careful because he's very close to the front line. He's in an 80-man unit as well, so he's very vulnerable. Oh, they've broken down. They've actually, Venice has actually got off the wall. Georgia is sort of smothering it with Tazruli swordsmen. It looks like he's gone for a tier 1 spam, looking at how many Tazruli swords I'm seeing being brought to this siege. It's a lot, but I like that. We have actually got tier 3 ones as well, which do look pretty badass, I will admit. The Georgian, like, tier 3 infantry, they do look badass. They aren't necessarily, well, they're heavy actually. They are heavy melee infantry. I thought they were mediums, but they're not. I feel like Georgia's an underrated faction. I'm going to say it. Underrated. Looking now knowing that they have tier 3 melee, a heavy melee. Not many factions have that. That's a very, very good asset.
Have rallied and returned to the battle.
No, I wouldn't say their calves are exceptionally good, and they've not already got great pole arms or pikes, and their range is not great either. But their infantry seems like it looks like it could kind of mess around. You know, it could do a lot of damage to other factions. What a gunner unit on this wall, on this tower here. This is interesting. I mean, if you have your artillery, oh, have they taken out all? They have. I was about to say, if you have any artillery left, use it there, but it looks like they've taken out every single catapult there. This catapult crew, yeah, I think that's England's. Where's the other catapult? It's over here. This one still has all its ammo, and all of its crew, and all of its artillery. Hopefully that can get some use. Trebuchets still have ample enough ammo that they could snipe all of those catapults if they wanted to. It looks like we've got English swords there breaking on the wall. I think that is the Irish? Yeah, I think the Irish are finally done. That's sad to see. And we've got, what have we got up on the wall here? Oh my gosh, let me just see what's on the wall. Croatian communal nobles. And I mean, I feel like we've seen a lot of factions that we don't often see. Croatia and Georgia. Venice we see kind of semi-regularly. England. We see England every week when it comes to 12 AD. That's for sure. Yeah, certainly Croatia. Rarely see him. Yeah, these battle-hardened nobles here should break through. I mean, if they wanted to, they actually could just drop down and start attacking the sergeants down here, really try and make a push. Concerningly, retinue longbows already out of ammo. I just realised as well. That's not great. I also just realised unit sizes are not on Ultra. So we have 98-man retinue longbowmen. Hence why Henry VIII also has an 80-man unit. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's usually a little bigger. Probably be like 100 with Ultra, but still, yeah. Not the biggest in the world. Yeah, well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe these are. Retinue longbows always 98? No, yeah, definitely not. Yeah, this is definitely not Ultra. I was thinking maybe it is. Cav is, yeah, 80, I think. I'm now really questioning myself, because 60 also seems so reasonable. And like Donald Stays, that's what it would be. But yeah, maybe it's not. I'm really questioning a lot. Yeah, because like archer units should definitely be higher in size. I think like most infantry is 160, not 120. I'm having a real brain fart. At the time this is being recorded, it is like 11 p.m. So like I am running on fumes. I'll give it that. So that's what I'm going to go with. And I'm just being really dumb and tired. But I'm going to give it all for you boys. Do not worry. I will give it my full 100%. I've got a beer next to me. Some glorious medieval action to watch. What more could I want? It does seem as though Croatia, and you can see here, the boys are cheering. They're excited. The swordsmen of Croatia, they've taken the walls. There's a long way to go, and it's unlikely they will see the end of the siege. But they've taken their bit of the wall, and that is a success. And it's allowing the Croatian handgunners to now set up on this wall, as you can see here. And they're going to put some brutal fire down into those sergeants below. No, they're not actually. What are they shooting? They're shooting along the wall, which definitely is not helping their team. Yeah, you can see there. Morale of the communal nobles goes down by a lot. It's -13. Shoot the sergeants down below. I think he has them on auto fire, and he's actually not giving them an order because I feel like no sane person would shoot along the wall. Just shoot the men below. It's the easier target. retinue longbow here, and these Slovenian crossbowmen need to start shooting at those gunners over time because they are going to be army killers. Yeah, it looks like they're shooting at crossbows over here maybe, and also the pole arms. I mean, they get surrounding a lot of these sword units here. If they can just keep surrounding units on the wall, the defenders, they actually can win a lot of these fights just through morale.
This is a shameful display.
Yeah, the Tazrud swordsmen. They're exhausted, but they're doing okay. For now. Oh no, English foot knights coming forward. Shocking which are going to the wall. I mean, that's good. They're getting shot at. That's more what I was concerned about. They're going to try and again just keep this foothold on the wall.
The men are broken.
Keep trying to win. Yeah, the Rotulari swords losing there. They're also capturing the gate, which is a bit concerning because they now hold this area around the towers. The attackers, they are actually capturing the gate. They could do with just plonking a couple more units here, good the defenders, just to stop that from happening. Because if they do capture it, there is a cav unit here from Venice. Equatore is waiting to charge straight on through the gates, which at the moment, not really a worry. There's Carlian spears here. Tier 1 light spear. It's probably enough to stop a tier 2 medium cav. But only just, probably. Only just. Like, cavalry is king in 1212. And having the right tier cavalry makes the big difference. Retinue longbows on the wall here.
Our gates have fallen to the enemy.
I think they're pretty decent in melee, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they've got decent melee sets. And these are tier 3 retinue longbows. So going up against tier 3 shock? I don't know. Yeah, they're losing immediately actually. I thought they might have a chance. I felt like English archers were supposed to be quite decent, you know, with the devs thing about Agincourt. There you go, the gates have fallen. Cav did try an assault. They killed 20 Carlian spears, actually. I think if they cycled this a little bit, they actually could definitely get through here quite quickly. Also, the problem is now... Oh, actually, there's no archer towers here, of course. And... No, yeah, the attackers are still capturing it. That is a concern. I think they're going to have to start thinking about falling back soon with the defenders, because unless they're going to reclaim that gate, they can't really afford to keep just putting infantry to stand in that gate and just to absorb cavalry charges. English foot knights are winning that fight. I mean, you can still contest some of the streets, but it's quite hard. Yeah, immediately look at that. Second charge, Carlian spearmen are broken. They're getting run down by these. I honestly thought that these Equatories would take a bit more, would not be able to get through. A spear in a choke point like that and shield wall and a gate, it's pretty tough to get through. They should put a pole on up there. I'm surprised nothing's arrived earlier. As you can see, the Venetians are going to go straight on in. They're charging English and Georgian infantry down there, just to weaken Tazruli. They're going to kill those guys off. There's plenty more Georgians up here waiting as well, by the way. Why aren't these guys being used on the wall? I mean, they're protecting other parts of the wall. But let them land, these guys. Let them land. Looking outside the walls, though, there is not a lot left. We have a heavy spear infantry here, tier 1. Yeah, they've got the tier 2 version of it as well. The Escuste is a heavy spear unit. And we've got more Pavis over there. But yeah, there's literally 4 melee units outside the walls. There's the generals, and there's a few crossbows. Everything else is either inside the city or committed. Like, their reserve pool is not massive. They've shown a lot of their cards already at the attackers. The defenders have 2, I'll admit. But there's still hope, but like that. They've still got a few things up their sleeves, like the artillery. Numbers-wise as well, the attackers have 2,100. The defenders, 2,000, well, just under 2,000. Like that, it's very doable. Really doable. Got heavy shot cav going in here. Yeah, it's 53, so yeah, that's definitely not the right size. For like heavy cav. That's really odd. Very odd. This is looking good though. They're going to kill off this Croatian communal noble, I believe. Looking at like how much England's stacking up here. We've got multiple units up here trapping this communal noble in. A lot of Irish are dying, though. But it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. I think this is Sergeant. Well, that Sergeant might be about to die. As Croatia undoes that encirclement. But they are losing this fight. The tower as well is also slowly helping passively. General for England looks like he might be going forward. And we're seeing Lanciari Provisionati. They are wavering really early on here. Spears, pole arms. Oh my god, that was a lovely hit there. Yeah, totally. Very nice. Hitting the pole arms. The pole arms are low on man count already. I think that's archers and artillery doing that work. But Cartley and Spearman hit there, wavering. Already proven that they're not good enough. When the Manapsa Guard might want to charge in and break all these spears, you can definitely do it. Here we go. Great charge by hit. Be hit here by Georgia. In they go. Glorious charge. George doing its good work there. Heavy spears waving. Another one of those. I think they got them through. You can see the gunners here of Croatia trying to break, or at least do some damage to the Manapsa Guard. I mean, they do really good armor piercing and morale damage as well to gunners. But it does not matter. Don't need to do it. Another charge is the Manapsa Guard, even if you wanted to. It's broken the spears. And the crisis semi-averted. Put the polearm into the choke point. And they could retake. I mean, I was going to say they're retaking the gate right now because we've got spears, crossbows, polearms all in the gate right now. If they stack multiple units there, it's going to take a little bit more for the attackers to reclaim it. But there you go. Gate is back in their hands. Any assault now is going to get oiled on.
Their units.
Unless they recapture, of course. That's really swords going in here. It's the tier 3 version. And they're sort of scale armor. They're going in against the plate armor of the Amuni de Armes. I never know how to pronounce that name. The Venetian shock infantry. It's going to be some big kills to the shock. I can already see it. I can sense it. We've got Henry V up here. He is a really small shock infantry, but on a wall I think he's going to excel well, and I generally think he's going to kill a lot. It's why, I mean, he's obviously an overpowered shock infantry, and it's why he's an 80-man unit, while the shock is like 105 in size. But if he gets gunned down by missiles, it does not really matter. He's still got the same missile block as any other shock. But yeah, fighting spears on the wall, they'll have a great time. It'll be in his element. These gunners are nearly out of ammo, which is a credit to them that they've actually managed to use it all up. Whether they've used it on good targets, I don't know. Talking of reserves, we've got a bow unit. Oh, we've got Yeoman of the Guard back here. Wow, they're saving the best till last as England. Bring that forward at this point. There's no point. And he's got spear routiers back here. Like he was keeping all his cheap spears at the back just for a last stand. Like, man, if they get to that stage, you're out. English foot knights are withdrawing off the wall because he sent Henry up there. He might use those somewhere else. And he's still got another sword as well, which he can send in. This cheap Irish infantry, which is not too bad. Also, they have the benefit of the Manapsa Guard general inside here. If anything breaks off the wall, they can charge it and do some serious damage. And there aren't many range units on the wall right now that can actually really hurt that general. And Henry is winning, as you kind of hope. He is the king. He should have the finest bodyguard and have the finest weaponry a man can find. This unit is it pulling through? Oh no, it's breaking. It's just, that's why. Spears are already just getting chopped down. We've got the swords up there. They're dying as well. Henry's kind of suffering a little bit. Yeah, he's losing now. He needs support. Yeah, set up the crossbows. Send up some. Just give him some mass to help him. Yeah, he's pulling him back. Risky to do whilst in melee. The right thing to do. If you lose your general in 12-12, it is catastrophic for morale. It's not like Dawn's Days where a lot of factions, are really powerful. You can carry on without him. Big mistake here from Venice, though, dropping the tower to bring these gunners onto the wall. Oh. Is that the artillery? Why is that firing at that? Why is the catapult firing at these guys? Missed it and hit the tower instead. And missed that one. And hit the wall. Just let the swords up here do the work. They are chopping these these provisionati down. The gunners. With the ballista over here also doing work as well. The artillery should be being used right now to... well, hit blobs. Oh no, they just bounce and hit their own yeoman of the guard. Yeah, exactly. This is what can happen if you don't hit like actual blobs. And there's not really blobs there. I mean, this is the only blob I can see. You should hit this. Big blob of spears waiting here to be hit. Line upon line of them. Maybe it's the time to fall back, though. I think they've done their damage at the walls. But yeah, most of the walls are now actually in attackers' hands. They've slowly grinded their way through. Shame about this one. They might still break this gunner. You never know. The gunner is, I think, actually shooting at the spears all the way over there. The ballista might be able to break these guys with a couple of good volleys. A couple of good well-aimed ones. Yeomen in the guard need to fall back. They just need to keep retreating because otherwise any crossbows that the attackers have left, like this one here, and there's a couple over here with a slither of ammo, they will gun down that yeoman unit. It's a very, very good pole arm. Oh, we got traps set up later as well. Fireballs. Like that.
Our men are breaking off.
What else have they got set up? It doesn't look like they got much else in the way of traps set up. Just the one. Just the one. Yeah, that pole arm needs to retreat. Balance power is still way in favor of the attackers. Whether that's because of generals, I think, because of they got 2 mounted generals. But it's literally about 400 men in it. Maybe a little less than that, more like 350. It's very, very close. I mean, the only engagement going on right now is at the gate. It's a cheap spearman unit from England fighting that very heavy, well, or heavy spear unit of Venice. Escute. Probably butcher that name. There you go. Venice is through. They'll chop down the rest of those spearmen. And thankfully those yeomen have retreated. I think they were just worried about the catapult. I think that's what they're worried about. Which, to be fair, the ban of Croatia is now inside. If he wanted to, he probably could get that catapult. I think it's going to try and fall back behind the polearm line. Which I think is going to set up here to try and block that off. And the catapult's going to try and get back. But it could just go back on itself, go round. There you go, he's going to get the pole arms up. And instead he's going to go for these crossbows. Very easy kill. It's actually not the ban, it's heavy cav. The ban's gone all the way around. Yeah, they've got 3 cav units, which is why they have such a massive advantage. They still do have their own cav due to the dependence on the Manapsa Guard, but it's not exactly anything insane. And they're going to get a charge off here on spears. Nope. He's going to fall back. Oh, I thought they were routing. No, they're just retreating. They are in now. The attackers are very much in. It's gonna be hard for the defenders. We will see what they do next. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'll make a quick cut, I think, here for you guys. Because it looks like the attack is going to take a hot minute. If anything does happen, I'll let you know. But it looks like, I think these guys are going to capture points. Oh, we'll hold off. We'll hold off. Is the banner Croatia going to go up and round? Because if he does, he might make a big mistake. Because he'll get himself isolated. And even if that general can manage to pin him down, and then they can get shock into support it or spears. Kill him off, that could be huge. No, he's going to capture the gates. Okay. I mean, he's going to weaken his bodyguard by just getting passively shot by towers. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in a moment. I'll return when the first bit of contact begins again. We are back, and no contact has begun, but I think Henry V is about to go in here. A lot of teasing going on, and here we go. So we're going to see Savani and crossbows go in, and Henry V's gone in from the flank. The attackers just kind of let that happen. But to be fair, they're letting England send in their general. baiting him in. Can they get range units now onto him? I do not know. England is using his yeoman of the guard, and he's shooting heavy spear infantry. Definitely do not shoot them. They've got this spear unit has incredible missile block. Artillery coming in, hitting the general there of Venice, going for a bit of a cheeky general snipe. Don't know if I'm a fan of that, but you know, you got to do what you got to do to win a defense at this point. They are, you know, something's got to change. A general snipe might be what it needs. I know it's scummy, but I'm also, you know, up for initiative from defenders to try and win a game. Henry V, he's winning slightly in the spear fight. He's winning slightly. He might just run out of it. He might just run out of puff. He has like 37 men left, 34 men left with his bodyguard. And I think the Doge's bodyguard is coming over here. I think he wants to charge Henry, and who's now losing slightly as soon as we looked at that. Yeah, it's because it's bodyguard size. I think that's what the big thing is. There you go. Henry died just like that. He's just dead. So England's out without a general, and they still got quite a few decent units like the Yeoman, the Guard. We've still got an English foot knight. That could be concerning. To lose Henry, but we'll see whether that makes a difference. But yeah, balance power 960 against 1400. Ingo, a load of infantry over here. I mean, Pavi's spears, Pavi's crossbows at this point might honestly be enough to break through. Very cheap spear units, a Welsh spear unit, not good. It's tier 2 crossbows against tier 1 spears. Backed by gunners, but the gunners aren't going to do anything. They're going in there. Now. What is going on the other side? Catapult crew still in it. Like I said, an RC snipe might be the play here. If that catapult can get a good hit onto the Doge's bodyguard, it might be what they need. Shot going in, and I think these are the Yeoman of the Guard longbows going in. Which again, I presume they have decent melee stats. I could be wrong, they might not. Yeah, the Doge's bodyguard, he's taking casualties, he's nearly at half strength. But yeah, nothing too insane. That Welsh spear engagement's going just fine. All arms here, you got the Italian mercenaries for Genoa. Oh, not Genoa. They've not been here at all for Georgia. I mean, there might be Genoese Italian mercenaries. They're helping to push back in the Senate. They don't want to go overcommitted, though. That is a mistake. Yeah, get back in. Georgia needs to watch his micro here. He might have cost his team. Can he set up? Can he set up? He needs to get these fireballs going, I think, soon. I get that ballista crew. That ballista crew should be dedicated to try and get that fireball activated. Or you send the ballista crew into melee, and then you get the polearms to activate the fireballs. That would be the better way to do it, really. The ballista crew can hold for like a few split seconds, bait in some units, and then fireball would be the way to go. This is looking good, at least for the defenders. You'd expect no different, though. English foot knights should be defeating spears of any type. Even if they are tiers, a tier lower.
Thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
But yeah, I think there's still English. What's breaking here? I thought something broke, but maybe not. It was Georgian infantry that's going to break soon. And numbers-wise, it's not looking good. 700 against 1,200. 16 minutes left on the clock, though. That's a lot of minutes that should be left on here. I'm expecting another, like, sort of slowing fight, the fighting. Another lull. That's what I'm looking for, lull. Yeah, most of those, I mean, the spear's actually holding, to be fair. I don't know if they'll beat a third crossbow, like a third range shooter going in there. They might do. The spears here are holding, spear routiers. They're fighting Pavi's crossbows. They're holding the line. I mean, the general's also just charging profusely in here. Ban of Croatia is charging into pole arms like a madman. He's going to keep doing that. If he thinks he's going to break through that, he's got another thing coming. That is going to need range units to get through ammo. Got a trebuchet here with some ammo. I'd use that. Or gunners. Are these guys stuck up in? No, I don't think they are. They are shooting quite happily at all these units here. Get them off the wall. There are so many places you can get off the wall, like over here. They need to be shooting the pole arms. It should not be the Banner of Croatia trying to charge him. Definitely, you feel like you could charge any of these tier 1 spears. You could give it a good go. Definitely do not charge pole arms of any tier. They are cav killers. I mean, so are spears, but I mean, the tier kind of comes into it a little bit more. If you have tier 3 cavalry charging tier 1 spears, the tier 3 cavalry will just run it down. Be like a bulldozer. Yeah, as I thought, the spears here might be one too many, but they are breaking these cavalry's crossbows. It's a shame they couldn't angle their line ever so slightly just to allow this Manapsa guard maybe to get a charge. He's going to rear charge anyway, which I think is going to do more damage than good. See though, goes in. The thing is, he's going to get part of his bodyguard trapped, I feel like. There is the general, I believe. That is the general there with gold armor. Looks badass, I'll give him that. There's always potentially might break that Pavis, but I can't see him doing it. Both the generals are now over here. Yeah, this is honestly the weak point. I mean, it doesn't look like it. The most infantry is stacked here. But this is the weak point. Like, the English foot knights, you just cycle charge them. And then it's just archers, which are yeomen. The guard archers, which are good. But still, this is all weak to cavalry. And we are seeing the cav now go in. Whether he got brace on, I don't know. If he did, great. The shock will then take the hits a lot better. They're killing some of the cav. That's a shock on there. It's retreating. I don't think... Oh, he's breaking. I don't think the general, though, is dead. But now I can see a countercharge. Henry V and the yeoman going in. They're going to try and break these Venetian units. And actually, the spears have managed to either rout the gunners. I think this Pavis is routed as well. And now it's in a one-on-one again. They are winning this fight. The Welsh never give up. I do think the Manapsa guard might help mildly. They can re-rally those troops, just get them back in there. Numbers was what was overwhelming those Welsh spears, not quality. Oh, we got a push here. Pole arms are pushed down. Nice, and they now pin that. We've got the general going in here, who's cycle charging on multiple units. Nice little push. Can't last though, because the spears are coming forward here. As you can see how many spears coming in. Whether they can then swing those spear routiers in. Swing in and shut in on those guys. No, the pole arm's going to fall back. Love that. Not overcommitting. Just taking the opportunities they could. Oh, artillery there. Trebuchet smacked into those English foot knights and the yeoman guard, doing some substantial damage. Just get these English foot knights in brace, ready to go. I mean, if they stand behind the catapults, will the catapult, like, model stop a charge? That will stop a charge. Yeomen of the guard. They're still gen sniping the with the banner, like the Banner Croatia with the artillery. Kind of respect it. He's still alive as a Venetian general. Croatian one? Not so sure, but he also doesn't seem like he's got much of an army. Oh, what? Okay, they broke over here. England has broken over here. Yeah, they still have their generals in Croatia. England has died here. But the thing is, these guys don't want to go onto the through here, because obviously the Manapsa Guard generals is going to charge them. They're going to need to send something else over that's a bit more sturdy. There are barricades, some really good tactical barricades that have been blocked off some very important streets. Yeah, I think we're going to see generals get sent over here, which, yeah, general could contest that area. We are now going to see English foot knights shift across. Pole arms here are going to just hold base. They can kill off that choke point forever. Artillery is now, yep, shooting the pole arms here. It's a good idea. The response is to shoot the Pavis spears with the artillery of the defenders. still trying to shoot that Banner of Croatia guy down there. Still trying to target him. Still got some gunner ammo here as well, I'm just saying. They should be bringing that down. They should be shooting those yeomen of the guard. England with no general, shooting with the gunners, doing that -13 morale could be huge. They've altered the line they're holding here, the spear routiers, and not defending the top of the ramp now, just sort of a little bit of an angle. Perhaps the guard go in, get a bit of a side charge, not a great one. Actually, the spear routiers might rout here. The crossbows are going, and the spears also might, the swords here for Venice are going to go first. The spear routiers hold on for now. Georgian general is coming in clutch in these late stages. The unit as a tier 1. I think the Pol... Yeah, I was going to say the Polams here. They're going to fire off the fireballs of justice. They're rolling on down, and they sadly doing nothing. I'm very upset. I thought they might do something. They didn't. You've got to kind of bait units. It doesn't really work. Or use like a sacrificial unit. General here, Banner Croatia might get countered here. Manapsa Guard general going in. He's chasing the general. We've got the English foot knights also joining the fight. You need to be careful because the Doge's bodyguard is now in, and he's pushing with those crossbows and those gunners over there that already been successful in breaking through. The general here, he just needs to run into as many units right now that he can do damage to. I think he's going for that artillery. That's what he wants, and you can see, oh, it's a beautiful hit there on the English foot knights from the artillery of the attackers. That not so great, but yeah, great charge there as well. Into the yeoman of the guard from the Doge's bodyguard. Very, very good. That's the sort of unit he needs to slam into. You need to be going for things like army losses now. But yeah, 400 versus 700. Manapsa Guard general battling the Doge. You can see him. There he goes. The Doge has died. You can see his ugly little hat planted on the ground. That's the Doge gone. Venice had a lot of troops left as well. That could be costly for morale. We are seeing Pavis crossbows waver here for Croatia. Croatia's generals obviously very low as well on men left. England somehow are in this game. I think they're going to make a final stand here in this choke point, which is the last stand. That is where they're going to try and hold a crazy last stand. But yeah, they've got multiple pole arms, a shock infantry. The cav general's not going to be able to do much from it. If the yeoman of the guard can get her as well, that's a reasonable unit. It's pretty much a sword unit. The artillery, is that going to try and fall? Are they going to try and get this inside as well? If they can get that inside, incredible. There's 7 minutes left of the siege. So some stuff's getting in here for this siege to continue for 7 minutes. I don't know if this yeoman of the guard's going to get in here, or he's going to just keep disengaging it. They're gonna really try and get this catapult inside. The attackers have not attacked is incredible. I was gonna say, stop this catapult from getting inside. Any tow war player worth their salt will stop this getting inside, and he is, thankfully. Venice is gonna stop it. I was gonna say, they cannot allow that. Just keep swamping this area with infantry. You cannot allow that catapult to get inside. You've lost the game. We haven't necessarily, but that catapult can still go and get some point-blank, disgusting kills. But yeah, it looks like... I mean, the pole arms are going to fight for it, but I don't think the catapult crew's getting out of here alive. That's the difference. I don't think it's got anything else. They can win these other engagements. It's saving that catapult crew. I do not see happening. The shock might want to think about going in and trying to rout those Pavis, though, quickly. And the general here, Banner Croatia, he's wavering. 17 out of 60. I think that's maybe because of Archer Towers just shooting as he comes by. Yeah. He's wavering again. If he just randomly breaks and the attackers have no generals. Georgia has his general. Oh, the gunners here, I think, are doing more damage than good as well. They've routed their own swords there. Venice without a general. In a bit of trouble. Have got the catapult crew. Great. And now the yeomen and the guard, they hold the line. They hold the line. For as long as possible. Which immediately they've already broken some stuff in here. No, they haven't. The Pavis are just shifting. Doesn't matter. English foot knights going in. They might break all those range units. They need to fall back a little further. I mean, even if... I don't know. Even if England was to master out, Georgia still has a pole arm you'd expect that could hold the line. Surely he's not going to. I mean, they've got a gap. So they can get their general out right now, and they could get those gunners. But it's a big risk. There's a spear right by it. I don't know if I'd risk George's general right now. The English foot knights are cooking right now. Killing all of the infantry down here. These guys with their big axes, and they are breaking yet. They broke all that range. They've still got the spear to take on, but it's decent. Looks like they're doing a decent job. And now they've got the tier. Oh! That did more friendly damage than good. Yeah, the Venetian heavy spear they got hit right in the back by, I think that is by a Croatian trebuchet. They're not going to get any thanks for that. They should just, yeah, just don't engage. Just let the Croatian artillery do its damage to the yeomen and the guard here, and let the gunners do their last bit of. Well, that was it. That was their last volley. They just fall back. There's no need to be this close. Let the trebuchet do its damage. You still have a bit of ammo on both of them. Apparently, they're wheeling this one forward here. But yeah, there's no need to go in. And they haven't. I think England's taken the offensive here. He's the reason why there's an engagement here. Yeomen and the guard have forced back the spears. And the spears. Oh, we've got the yeomen and the guard longbows going in as well. Billman need to be careful. Don't want to overcommit. But he's quite literally 297 men against 455. This is looking like he could be a contender for greatest 12-12 siege ever. It is up there. It could be up there. All arms. They're winning this fight. I mean, they're fighting crossbows. I'm surprised England's held on this long. I mean, he's got elites left. I agree, but even still, these elites, they can break at any moment. Actually, apparently, because they're in this area, if they are capping the cap point right now, are the attackers. They can just stack all their units on here. They will cap the cap point. England has to be aggressive and try and force Venice and Croatia off the point. They've got to be aggressive. So, yeah, George might want to try and think about doing the same as well. They've got their pole arms and their general stuff back here. They need to keep being aggressive because, yeah, every time they like get into this little circle, this blue circle here, the attackers, they're actually capping it, and that will start a timer. You see 150 seconds. There's only 2 minutes left of the siege, though. It could go either way. I feel like. Go either way. 389 against 272. A good trebuchet hit here could still make a difference to this siege, especially if it hits those yeomen. Swapping over which pole arms in the front line. That would have been an opportunity there, I think. A missed opportunity maybe to attack before these guys got their pole arms down. Also, this is definitely a weaker pole arm. I'm surprised the yeomen are not staying in the front line. Why they're pulling back, I don't know. Maybe because, well, they're winded just the same. Oh, these guys are tired, actually. They should be sending in, keeping the yeomen in there. English foot knights, they're going back in. It's a good idea. There's a lot of easy units for them to kill here. I mean, this is all crossbows. This is from line here. Crossbows, which, like I said, they're not bad. Oh, jeez. Fiery ball adjusted, blowing up there. Is that firing explosive ammo? Maybe. Oh, they're breaking a lot. They're actually breaking a lot here. This is all Venice's crossbows here. They're breaking. Oh, no. Look at this. A mass rout led by the English foot knights. We've got the Manapsagadi just charged through. George's general just died in the chaos here. Artillery coming in as well. Beautiful hit. And the pole arm here leading the way as well for Georgia. English foot knights, so on a rampage. Croatia's general's also broken. Manapsagard, I don't know if they pulled through. There's a lot of there's more allies and enemies in there that they might have pulled through. And the catapult, or the trebuchet crew's about to break. And look at that, 246 men remain. and what might be the greatest 12-12 siege we have ever seen. A Pyrrhic victory for England and Georgia. And what a glorious, glorious 2v2 there. Sent in by Grand Admiral playing as England. But yeah, thank you to Grand Admiral Vo, RWX, and Leo. Some solid 12-12 AD players there, that's for sure. Putting up a brilliant performance with some very unusual factions as well in some cases on both sides. But what was a brilliant, brilliant performance. And yeah, what a finish. A stunning finish to a stunning siege. That really was. But yeah, we'll have a quick look at Grand Admiral's kills first. Playing as England, Henry V getting 195 kills for a 80-man unit. That's pretty solid, actually. English Foot Knights is the healthy one still left at the end. 219 kills. That's pretty good. They could have got a lot more. 122 kills with the Spear Routiers, 143 with the Welsh Spears there. Yeoman of the Guard, Billman, only 89 kills. But still held the line, did their job. 101 kills with the Irish infantry there, 134 kills with the sergeants. Retinue longbows, 139 kills, 100 kills dead with the Yeoman of the Guard longbows. And then we have Vo playing as Georgia, 193 kills with his Monapsa Guard Jen, who's doing God's work at the end there. His polearm that survived, 124 kills. The Tazrulian, nothing really. They spam them out, but yeah, 78 kills is the best really for them. The late one, though, got 190 kills. And then, yeah, his crossbows not doing much, 49 kills. And then we have RWX playing as Croatia. His shock, as you expected, the MVPs, 270 kills, 145 kills. 107 kills with the swords, 102 with another there. Crossbows, 135 kills, 176. And his gunners, 268 kills. Disgusting. And then we got this shock cab there, 141 kills. And then we have Leo playing as Venice, 154 kills with his shock infantry here. His swords getting 116 kills, 136, 137 kills with the gunner, with the crossbows, 108 with another there. His gunner's getting 77 kills, and then his Equatore is getting 79 kills, nearly as many as his, well, just a few more than his Trebuchet with 72 kills. But there you go, guys. Possibly the greatest 12-12 AD siege ever on the channel. And yeah, what a finish. Thank you again if you got this far in the video. Well done to you guys. And thank you again to Grand Admiral and everyone else for sending this one in. Very much appreciated. And I'll see you folks in the next one. Bye for now.